Okay, so let's dive right into this because it's a question that I think a lot of us have asked. Why do our best intentions, our biggest wishes, sometimes just fall flat? You feel like you're putting in all the work, spiritually, personally, but you're just not seeing the results. Well, today we're going to explore a really powerful take on the energy behind it all that might just explain why.
And this quote, wow, it just hits you, right? It perfectly captures that feeling of constant, draining effort with absolutely nothing to show for it. It's that deep sense of futility, pouring all your energy into something day after day, only to look down and see the bucket is still completely empty.
And this gets to the heart of the frustration, doesn't it? You're doing the visualizations, you're setting the intentions, you're trying so hard to stay positive, but that feeling of emptiness, it just sticks around, or maybe it even gets worse. So what's the deal? Why does this happen? Let's unpack the real reasons behind it.
Okay, so let's start by really diagnosing what we can call the empty bucket problem. This is for anyone who's ever been super diligent with stuff like the law of attraction, but is still left feeling like, hey, my bucket's still got a hole in it.
And here is the absolute game changer. The crucial point is not what you're doing. It's not about finding a better technique or some secret mantra. It's all about your energetic foundation, the state of being you're in when you make that wish in the first place.
So this brings us to the energetic starting point. If that foundation is what really matters, then we have to get really honest and ask ourselves, where are our wishes really coming from?
This is the question, right here. The whole idea is that your starting energy pretty much predetermines the outcome. Think about it. If you send out a wish from a place of fear, it's just going to create more things to be afraid of. If a wish is sent from a place of emptiness, well, its core is still empty.
Now, check out this slide because it lays it out so perfectly. On the left, you've got a wish coming from a place of lack, right? That feeling of, I'm broken and I need this thing to fix me. That energy just screams, not enough. But on the right, the wish comes from wholeness. It's an energy that says, you know what? My life is already good, and this would just be a fantastic expansion. The results from these two wishes, they're going to be worlds apart.
And this is the chain of cause and effect. It's not just wishful thinking, it's a sequence. Your internal, foundational energy, that's the real source. That dictates the quality of the wish you send out, and that in turn attracts a reality that is a perfect mirror of where you started.
All right, so let's talk about one of the biggest strains on our foundational energy, that voice of our inner critic. The source material uses this incredible analogy to explain how this works and why trying harder to fix yourself can actually make things worse.
I mean, what a great image, right? Just picture it. You're standing in this mud puddle of I'm not good enough, and your big plan to get out is to just jump higher and harder. But what happens? All that frantic effort just splashes more mud everywhere and digs you even deeper into the muck.
You see, the problem isn't the effort itself, it's where you're starting from. The solution isn't to just try harder inside that same negative mindset. The real goal is to change your perspective completely, to just calmly step out of the mud puddle before you even think about where to go next.
So this is it. This internal complainer is the main saboteur of our energy. It's that voice in your head that is constantly pointing out what's wrong, what you messed up in the past, and everything you're not doing right now. This nonstop stream of criticism, that is the mud that's draining all our energy.
And this all leads to one of the most powerful principles in this whole analysis. The world outside of you is a direct mirror of the world inside you. The way people treat you, so often, it's just a reflection of how you're treating yourself.
And look at this direct connection here. When you are your own biggest critic, you basically project that voice onto everyone else. A simple comment from a friend can sound like this huge, harsh attack because you're hearing it through the filter of your own self-judgment.
And that's the whole secret right there. The key to changing your relationship with the world is to first change your relationship with yourself. The moment you become your own ally, when you stop blaming and shaming yourself, you'll suddenly find that the world feels like a much friendlier, more supportive place to be.
Okay, but how does all this connect to something like luck? Is it just random, or is it also tied to our internal energy? Well, let's look at a pretty profound way of reframing this whole idea, and it's best told through a quick personal story. So the speaker shares this to show that our circumstances don't have to define our destiny, our internal state does. For years, they were living in that mud puddle of resentment, blaming the world for everything, which, of course, just attracted more misfortune.
The big turning point wasn't when their circumstances changed, but when their focus changed, from blaming everyone else to working on themselves.
And this is the key insight. They didn't suddenly become lucky. They just stopped blocking the luck that was already there for them. All that resentment and self-criticism was like a giant dam holding back the natural flow of good things. Once they started working on themselves, the dam broke.
And that's what I want to leave you with, this final, really powerful thought. What if the goal isn't to attract something new from the outside? Not a new job or a new relationship or a new stroke of luck. What if the real work is just to remove the internal blocks, the mud that's keeping us from seeing the abundance, the wholeness, and yes, the luck that's already within us? What would change if you started from there?